It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Yeah, baby. Hello and welcome to the KVJ Show. It is a lovely Wednesday. Virginia, you had some exciting stuff going on last night, teaching your son one of the most valuable art forms there is, playing bar pool.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He graduated last night. They had their little commencement ceremony from elementary school.
Right, okay.
And we told him, you can pick any place you want to go eat your fancy dinner on your night after graduation. And he picked a little bar in Hope Sound called Scooters.
Oh, nice. All right.
Okay. Sounds like a fun kind of Florida bar type place.
Oh, he loved it.
Oh, he did, huh?
He loved it. So
Okay.
some of the other little friends were there from school, and they were shooting pool.
Yeah, you can meet interesting people while you're shooting pool. I remember one time I had my young son, Cannon, at the time, much younger than what Rocco is right now, and we were at Pirates Well in Palm Beach Gardens, and there was a nice gentleman that was showing him how to play pool, and then started having a conversation with me about how he just got out of prison yesterday after trying to murder a man.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, all right.
All right,
Yeah.
here we are.
So here you go,
Time to go.
That's it.
Check, please.
Yeah, he was like, lesson 2, you break the pool cue in half and then stab somebody in the neck with it. I'm like, let's skip that lesson. Let's skip that one. I don't think we need that. So that's good. You had a lovely day yesterday, Jbird?
Yeah, I don't know if you all get bad allergies. Are gardenias, or is that what they're called? Are they in season right now?
I think everything is. It's like spring, so you've got a lot of bloom in the air.
My family, except for my dad, we get really bad allergies when it comes to gardenias. And I think some are blooming in my area, and it is. I don't know. It's making me sniffle. Do you have any meds?
I don't have any on me, but I've been doing these drops for like 3 years now, and they have helped me so much.
Yeah, is that illegal to get drops from somebody? Because it's not your prescription.
No, you don't want to get drops from somebody. So the drops are customized. What they do is they give you this scratch test, and they check on your skin by exposing you to all kinds of things like dog hair, cat hair, ragweed, pollen, gardenia. They would put that specific allergen in that little dot on your skin and then scratch it. And if you have an inflammation in that area, it shows that you are allergic to whatever that is. And then they make your drops, your formula, to where they slowly introduce levels of gardenia that gradually grow and grow and grow to where you build up your own immunity to it.
It's pretty fascinating. I bet there's a lot of things that we're allergic to that we don't even know it. But we're just kind of fighting through it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's all the time. And then the more you expose yourself to some things, especially if you do it like little tiny bit by little tiny bit, your body will build its own defenses. Your body's amazing like that.
Yeah, probably a good time to talk to Denny's about what he did for his allergies. He went and did some treatments. Anybody that's suffering through it right now, you could maybe follow what Denny's did. What was your protocol, and how bad were you before, and how are you now?
So I was pretty bad before. I was only allergic to certain things. I did that scratch test that Virginia was talking about, where they kind of poke you. I think they poke you with 90 different things.
It was rough.
Fun. Okay.
Yeah.
I was allergic to like 63 out of 90.
Yeah, you got to just
Wow.
sit there for about 10 minutes while they poke you with all of this stuff.
Tree, grass, animal, like it's crazy.
And then they put a chart around it, and like Virginia said, whatever swells up or inflames, then they know you're allergic to it, and then they inject you with a bigger dose of it to see how allergic you are to it.
Wow.
Okay, I'll just get some Claritin or something.
But
Claritin
that
is
path.
easier.
yeah, I did the same thing Virginia did with the drops, except for they shrunk it down from, I think the drops are about 4 years of drops.
Yep.
And it slowly introduces it into your system until you get used to it. The one that I did was they do 3 condensed injections into your lymph nodes.
Super shot.
It's the same thing, though. They customize it based on whatever you're allergic to, and they inject it to you. You got to wait a month, do another one, wait a month, do another one. And I mean, they said over the next year, my allergies will just be slowly, and I've already noticed it. I mean, I don't even take allergy pills anymore.
That's great.
Now it sounds like you're bragging.
He is. He is. He deserves it. He earned that brag.
It is pretty crazy, but yeah, since I took allergy pills for a decade, it's just weird. As you wean off of it, I'll get these weird, like red dots and stuff, and then they'll disappear. I think it's my body, because it hasn't had to fight it for so many years, and since it's slowly having to fight it again, I'll get like these little dots. They'll disappear, then I'll get another round of dots. They'll disappear. It's the weirdest thing.
It is the weirdest thing. I'll periodically get an itchy dot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm not even outside. I know it's not a mosquito bite. And then it just disappears.
Yeah, it just goes away, and then you just no longer have that anymore.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, I found a couple dots on my body the other day, but it was just jam from a donut.
Just lick it right off and enjoy.
Jam stains.
Yes. Okay, we're trying to figure out who is responsible for this calamity. What happens to Jbird often could happen to a toddler, and that's why we do the comparisons here. Is it Jbird or producer Denny's 3-year-old son, Lochlan? One of the two of them went out into public with icing in their hair, and they didn't know it. Now, both of them were around birthday cake. Lochlan just had a party, so did the bird, though. Virginia, of the two, who do you think is more likely to be responsible for this?
Gosh, just on pounds per square inch of cake consumed, I'm going to go Jbird.
Going to go Jbird on that one. Okay. I'm going to go Lochlan, just to be different. Who was it?
That was baby Lochlan.
Ah.
You're right. He did just have a birthday. But yeah, that Carvel frosting, that stuff will never disappear. It must have been there for, it had to be like 2 hours.
I like that he eats so passionately that it gets in his hair.
Well, it makes great gel.
It does. Actually, if you ran out of gel, you could get frosting.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, who was it that dropped an entire poker set in the front yard?
Ooh. Well, they both love to play poker. They both have a mean poker face. I'm gonna go. That was Jbird.
I agree. I think that's Jbird.
It was me, and it's one of them poker. You know how some of them come in them long suitcases?
Yes.
It was not buckled, and I grabbed it quickly, and I was picking up a lot of poker chips.
So many chips.
That had to be loud.
I'm not even kidding you. They were like gremlins. They kept multiplying. I thought I picked them all up. There was like 3 million chips.
Isn't that kind of one of the old school mom games that used to happen? You would play this game with your kids called 52 card pickup when you just wanted them to do something
Yes.
and not bother you. Just throw a deck of cards on the ground all over the place and they had to pick it up and put it in order.
Yeah, cards are not easy to pick up.
No, you're
They're
right.
tough.
Takes a little while, especially them little dinky, stubby fingers.
You gotta have fingernails for it.
Yeah. Who dropped a Swamp Thing figurine right after they got it for their birthday? I'm going to say Jbird on that one.
Yeah, that feels like Jbird too. Yeah.
Swamp Thing's an older thing, could be scarier for a 3-year-old.
It's actually kind of scary for an adult.
I agree. Are we correct on that one?
You are correct. In my defense, I wouldn't say it was put together great.
Oh.
It was kind of brittle and fragile. But
Is
then
it
again,
from the 50s?
no, but it looked like it was more of a custom-made thing, and it's very pretty. But keep in mind, too, I'm also bam, bam. So I'm not the easiest person to carrying something around.
Right.
But it was instant.
Okay. And who named a frog that they found in the backyard Thomas? Thomas the frog.
Aw,
That feels like a baby Lochlan kind of
it
thing.
does.
It is a baby Lochlan. He's been naming everything. He comes up with some unhinged names, too. Thomas was one of the more natural ones.
That's adorable.
That is pretty darn cute.
Well, the frogs are coming out over by me. I don't know about you, but I've been seeing them every night and every morning walking the
Frog
dog.
season.
You should invite Thomas in and, let Lochlan have a little playmate.
It also seems every day on the site next door, there are people who get into a toad versus frog fight going, this is a frog. No, it's not. It's a toad. No, it's a toad. No, it's a frog. You can tell the difference between a toad and a frog.
Oh, yeah.
I think pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think it's almost like alligator crocodile. You look at them and they got differences. They're similar, but they're different.
Like a frog doesn't gross me out, but a toad, if I see a toad, I don't know, man. It makes me want to run.
I don't know the difference.
Really?
I also don't know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile.
No.
Nope.
It's
Nor
subtle.
do I care to take up brain space with something so silly.
I mean, this trivial knowledge.
They're all frogs. They're all alligators. Keep it moving.
Okay.
I saw a next door post. They would go, "What is this animal? What is this animal in my yard?" And they kept taking pictures of it and putting it up. And it was a raccoon. They had no idea what a raccoon was. Everybody goes, "Bro, that's a raccoon."
Yeah, there's a ton.
Are they just doing that
I
to
don't
mess
know.
with people?
That's what I'm starting to think. Is Nextdoor just becoming social media where people are trying to get attention now on posts?
There's a lot of stuff where you just, all right, come on. It gets a ton of engagement because half the comments are like, you can't be this stupid.
That's exactly all the comments.
Yeah, and when did it kind of turn into a hookup site as well? I see a lot of that.
Do
Hey,
you?
I'm 36 years old, female, looking for a nice guy. Yeah, they use it for dating as
The
well.
big thing I see is people go, "It's so hard to talk to anyone. I just want somebody who's cool and nice. I'm on Nextdoor. Give me a DM or whatever." And you're just like, "Huh? Are people trying to date on this thing?"
Yeah,
now?
it's great for stalkers or if they have a robber living in your
I mean, it
neighborhood.
is the easiest way to stalk somebody. Next door tells them where your
Your
neighborhood
address.
is.
Right.
With like sometimes it'll show your house. It's insane.
And you probably shouldn't be dating in your own neighborhood, right? Isn't that such a bad move?
Ask Jbird.
At Denny's, it is not a good move, especially when they live right next door to you.
Yeah.
Do not hook up with your neighbor.
Yeah.
We learned that from Jbird quite a few years ago.
Yeah, it has turned into this very unique site for fighting.
Yeah.
And it is very regional because you have all these people, and it's almost like a fight in a phone booth because these people are so close to each other. It's going to start
Yeah.
causing some drama.
I mean, you can just drive down the block.
Right.
And some of the complaints are just bizarre. They have nothing to do with the neighborhood. They'll go. There's a lot of political rants on
And
there.
they always try to throw a little political
Oh,
dig
yeah.
in. You stupid liberals.
I know who you voted for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yesterday it was a condo complex, and they had a guy that was doing car detailing in the parking lot. And he had one of those tents that was up over the cars to make it look more professional. Like, he's taking up 3 spots.
But he's also cleaning a car and providing a really cool mobile service. Like, why would you ever complain about that?
Because of the spots they're taking up. They said you can't do that. Plus, having a mobile business like that, it's against HOA rules because they have an HOA.
I saw a clip where the HOA guy came up, and the one dude was just washing his own car in his own yard, and the HOA guy was giving him a hard time, saying, "You're running a business here." It's like, bro, I'm just washing my car right now.
That is ridiculous.
It was.
These HOAs have too much power. I thought they just passed legislation recently where if you're in a community and you get the majority of the people that live there to say, we don't want a HOA, you can dissolve your HOA.
Okay.
I thought I read that somewhere, but
Oh, here we go.
That would be amazing.
Oh, boy.
once again,
Virginia
that
throws
could
out
have...
a big, strong statement and then immediately starts backpedaling on it.
People sent that to me and they were like, look, how exciting is this? And I was like, my neighborhood would never vote to dissolve the HOA. We got too many elderlies.
Imagine that watching the news and hearing an anchor do a headline and then right after going, we think, we're not sure that, but we think that's what's going
So this is what's happening in the news tonight, we think.
We think.
It
I'm
felt
like
good.
65% sure I saw that.
That's not great numbers, actually.
But you started off with 100% confidence.
Yeah.
Well, I know I saw it. I also know I've been tricked.
Yeah. The world is a tricky place.
The world is very tricky, and people send me stuff all the time that they know I'll be super excited about, and then it turns out to be a scam.
Like for a while, people were just making it like only old people were getting tricked. Young people are getting tricked with stuff now too.
oh, I get tricked all the time.
But you're one of the old people I'm talking about.
There's a lot of tricky stuff out there.
There is.
Yeah, over the weekend, I thought that the Gibb grandkids were actually carrying on their grandfather's legacy and singing Bee Gees songs. How Deep Is Your Love? It was amazing. It was 4 kids, and they had that same kind of 70s hair that the Brothers Gibb had back in the day. I'm like, oh, this is absolutely amazing.
It was Gibb AI?
It was one dude that was singing, and he just lied about the whole thing. He did all the parts, used AI to change his face a little bit, I guess, because his appearance looked different. It looked like there were 4 of them, and they all had a microphone. They were harmonizing perfectly with How Deep Is Your Love. I'm like, this is brilliant. Could you imagine if the grandkids of the Bee Gees got together and sang their songs? This would do huge.
Kevin got gibbed.
I did. I just looked at the video, and then I started.
I would so be into that.
I started doing research on. I'm like, I got to find out about these kids. I'm like, we got to get them on. They're like, it's fake. It's just one kid that did it.
That's what I go right to the comment section. As soon as I think it might be fake, I go right to the comment section just to save myself some time.
And then the whole thing, I found out Barry Gibb died, and I'm like, what? I'm like, Barry Gibb's dead now? I thought we were going to have a reunion. Now he's dead. And then I found out that was fake. So Barry Gibb had to come out. He's the latest celebrity. They've tried to come out with, there are these pages now that do this. We talk about you want to get that engagement. They just come out with complete lies, and they kill these celebrities that maybe you haven't seen in a while. And, if you don't know, Barry Gibb actually lives in Miami, and they had a whole post, R.I.P. Barry Gibb, and people are like going crazy on Facebook about it. And they had to come up and be like, hey guys, I'm not dead. I'm still in Miami. I'm fine. I'm 79. I'm old. I'm close, but I'm not quite dead yet.
The other thing that's going on is they're making fake true documentaries now. So you'll watch this murder documentary, and then 15 minutes into it, you realize none of it's real.
It's a story.
The victims aren't real. The murderer's not real. The town isn't real.
They have it on social media, too. It's crazy. I've watched a story thinking it was a real story, and then I looked in the comments, and they were like, this is fake. This is entertainment. This is somebody's written fiction story.
Yes.
I think that's got to be clear. As you label AI when it's AI, I think when it's a fake fictional story, it needs to be fiction, nonfiction, and you need to show facts. Remember when you used to write a term paper back in high school and you had to show your sources?
Yeah.
Citation.
That's really, in a sense, what it should be. It's like you have to denote, is it fiction, nonfiction? You can't pass off something that is like a real story, and it's not.
It's like everything with the internet. There's going to have to be rules and laws, but I just think we're not there yet. It's the wild, wild west still.
Still is.
Well, how do they not get in trouble for using celebrities? I saw one with Adam Sandler that was saying that someone in his family had passed away and it devastated him. But it was a whole story written about it, which is obviously fake.
Yeah, it's just an era now where you need to be able to get a hold of your family because you never know. Another woman who got one of those dummy scam calls from her daughter.
I saw that. She lost thousands.
And I've seen it was over $5,000 that she lost, and they said they're going to drop her off at a certain place. But where was it that she couldn't contact her daughter? That's what I didn't. I've seen the news story 5 times. I'm like, why did she not contact her daughter, and why didn't that happen?
She got tricked because they used vocal identity theft. So it sounded just like her daughter.
I understand that, but at that point, I call my daughter.
She didn't. She sent them the money.
She went through that whole thing, gave him $5,000, and didn't even think to call or text her daughter?
Nope, because she didn't know that vocal identity fraud is a thing. She knows now.
Okay.
She knows now. But she called her daughter right after she sent the money and then immediately realized the mistake. And they were like, sorry, not sorry. You can't get your money back.
Yeah, what some of these scammers do, they'll find out some of your real family members' names, where you've lived in the past. They'll throw in some real factoids to scare you and go, oh crap, I think Virginia got kidnapped.
Right, because they'll say, oh yeah, you're currently in Key West, because they know you're in Key West from your social media and they've already dummied your voice. And so they'll call your relative and say, you're in Key West, you've been arrested, you need bail money. And your relative, who's maybe older, doesn't understand about vocal theft of your identity, and they send the money.
I'm not getting tricked by an AI Virginia voice. There's no way. I would know the real voice versus an AI Virginia voice.
Yeah.
I do believe I would know that.
Kevin's eyes just lit up like, that's a challenge.
Didn't we already do the test where real from AI? And
we did with music, and that's a little bit tougher. I know this, believe me. I hear this voice in my dreams.
Okay.
Nightmares.
All right. Let's try that out. So many scams you got to stay up on. This mom who got in a voice dummy call scam lost $5,000. And I did wonder, because they didn't really cover that in the news. Like, why didn't you reach out to your daughter immediately to confirm that she was in the danger that they said? And
She just believed.
She just whiffed, huh?
She just believed it, and she didn't know that this technology was possible. They did this to my dad. They had dummied the sound of my half-brother's voice. And my half-brother called my dad from jail where he needed money for an attorney. And thank goodness my dad paused for a second and said, give me the number where you're at. I'll call you right back. And then he hung up and he called the real jail.
Yeah, it happened to me with my brother. It wasn't voice activated, but it was through texting. But the thing that was crazy, it was coming from his number, and it had all kind of details that my brother would know.
If it's coming from your brother's number, you think it's your brother. Like, if you don't know this sort of scam exists, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know, though. And then all of a sudden, just a few different kind of phrases started throwing me off. Going,
You're like, wait a minute. My brother wouldn't say that.
My brother's not in South Africa right now.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Well, we try to alert you to whatever scams might be going on. And South Florida is the scam capital of the world. We get all of it down here. And there's one thing, as I was at the gas station the other day, I was just sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, what are all the different little ways that you can be scammed? Because the pump was acting a little bit abnormal to what I remembered it. Now, it was a different gas station I don't typically go to, so that could have been what it was. But I started thinking about stuff like this, and I double-checked. Because I had thought, I said, you know what, is this thing done pumping? Because it slowed down, but it didn't click. But it just kind of stopped rolling up the thing. And I said, all right, I'm going to make sure that I cash out with my car, get the receipt, do all that kind of stuff. And this is one thing that's going on. That's why you got to make sure you complete the sale when you're at the pump. Here's some person talking about a scam that is supposedly going on right now at gas stations.
So there's a new scam at the gas stations where they are sticking a screw right by where you put the gas nozzle, and they almost got me today. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it, but what that does is it stops you from being able to put the pump back. So they usually have a person right behind you that's going to use the gas and just get free gas off your credit card.
So where it closes up and completes the sale, they put a little screw in there so it blocks it. And
it never ends the transaction.
Yeah.
You think you're done. You think you've put the pump back in the machine.
Right.
Close your little gas cap and you zoom off, and then they just pull up behind you and keep pumping on that transaction.
That's why I think it's great to close out, get an actual receipt so you know this sale is final. So if somebody comes right up now with the pump and starts squirting, that they're going to have to start off with their own currency, not yours.
Good Lord.
That'd so be easy to get. I'd be such an easy target. I'd never even know you're behind me. I'd have snacks in my car.
So now I got to look for a skimmer and a screw.
Well, you've already scared me about just gas stations and parking lots in general.
9 out of 10 men in a gas station parking lot who want to talk to you are up to no good.
But you always had some stat that people would steal your debit card stuff from gas stations.
Yeah, they've got those skimmers, and they stick them right on to the real credit card thing, and you don't know, so you have to like shake it, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, we had the same issue. Every time I went to this one gas station, I won't say its name, but it sounds like Taste Rack. I would go in there, and every single time we would get hacked. Just every time. My wife's like, we have to avoid that station. And it was the one right by our station, which made it very convenient.
None of this surprises me, by the way.
So now you got to go out of your way.
Yeah, right. Your head has to be on a swivel when you're at a gas station. You're just vulnerable, and every single miscreant just crawls out of the gutters of that gas station, and they just are there to prey on you because you're exposed. You're just staying there by yourself. You got money. A transaction is happening. And they can either solicit you for something, or they can try to find a way to get to that credit card you put in that machine.
I'm even suspect of the old grandma, sweet-looking lady that comes up, oh, I need help right now, waiting for someone to come from behind.
Yeah, she's not alone. There's a guy in the bushes with a shillelagh.
I had a sweet grandma come to me the other day. I told her to F off. I said, you get out of here, I'm going to kick you in the head. She seemed really stunned, but, I'm just not taking any chances.
Sorry, not sorry.
Can't trust them sweet little old ladies. Well, if you're like me and you're just getting bombarded with spam calls, that's really all I get call-wise now. It's really rough. to try to deal with anything.
Yeah, I don't answer any calls. I just don't. I send everything to voicemail, and if you need me, you're going to have to leave me a message, and I'll figure out if you're real on the back end.
Right.
I just can't.
Yeah, they say that their technology has increased faster than the protections. And so everybody's using the spam and robocalls. They've got the sophisticated voice cloning and the spoof phone numbers and automated dialing systems, and they're using all this tech, and you just got little old you. So what do you do to try to fight back other than not answering any unknown phone calls ever unless you're absolutely expecting one? They say simply answering can just confirm that your number is active, and then they let everybody else know on their little pirate networks.
I know. I got cute, and I answered one, and I just started growling at them, like, "Arr, arr, arr, I'm a coyote, arr," and it's just started saying weird things. And yeah, it didn't help me.
Yeah.
Now you get tons of calls.
Yeah.
You're like, he's real.
I call that a setback.
Yeah, okay.
Coyote boy's real.
Yeah. If you do find yourself on a call with somebody that you realize is not who you thought it was, they say be careful in saying the word yes or doing anything that might be personal information. Either one of those can really give you problems because they can record you saying yes and then use that for other features. And the next thing you know, be like, I didn't say yes to anything. Well, you said yes. They then took that audio and they used that in other things for you saying yes verbally.
Did you spend $2,500 at this brothel? Yes. We got you got your voice right here, Mr. Ralston.
Yeah, they say also block repeat spam numbers manually, which I will tell you that is faulty because I do that. I don't think it's effective, and it takes me so much time that I actually stopped doing that.
Each time they call, it's from a different number because every time I hit block and report, and I don't think anybody's being reported, and I don't think anybody's being blocked.
I thought that too. It's like somebody got back to me and be like, thanks to you, we've now shut down 100 spammers. And nothing like that. The calls haven't decreased.
No. If anything, they've increased.
The other one I can't stand is, hey, what's up, Mr. Pennington? This is Clara. I just was on your street. If you want these trees cleaned out or a roof or like some kind of weird thing I don't need, is that somebody that got me on a list and they're just calling, they're cold calling everybody?
I have no idea, but I pretty much think she's not on your street.
If she is,
she's probably just going down a list of all your neighbors.
It's kind of freaky. Hey, this is blah, blah, blah. I'm on your block. What? Stop watching me.
They also said register your number on the National Do Not Call Registry. I've done that, though. It hasn't helped because it really only stops legitimate telemarketers, not the scammers. They say use your phone's built-in spam filters like silence unknown callers on iPhone or spam protection on Android. I've done all that. So far, I'm caught up, and I'm still getting
There's also a screening feature now that you can get on the iPhone where it screens your calls and it makes the caller identify themselves.
I do that.
If you don't know them, you just hit nope.
I do. What it does, though, it gives me an acknowledgement that activities happen on my phone. That's where it gets confusing to me. And then I'll have 5 different things where it let me know that it stopped 5 spammers. But then that one call that I really wanted is in there with the same level of importance.
Oh, damn it. It stopped the boss.
Yeah. So I'm always having to check, be like, okay, you don't have to notify me. Good for you. Thanks for stopping it. But I don't even want to know. Just stop it and don't tell me about it. And then they say there are third-party apps like Nomo Robo, Hiya, Robo Killer, or True Caller. Now, I've not tried any of those, and I'm wondering if those are effective because on Instagram, they had a program that looked like it was so effective, but of course you had to pay for it. I'm like, do I really want to do that? Because this is probably a scam.
And are you sure, that that's not a scam?
Right, yeah.
I thought there was a service you could pay for that does get you off a bunch of scamming, but you have to pay for it.
And I don't trust that service.
I don't trust
feel
it
like
either.
that's a scam.
Is it a scam?
Yeah. So those are just some of the things they say. There's no real perfect way to eliminate spam calls permanently, but if you combine all these tools, then maybe you'll at least knock them down a bit so it's manageable. I really kind of like the guy that actually was able to rickroll the callers back, and he had his own high-tech system with a computer that would keep calling them back and playing Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down, Never Gonna Pump.
Rocco shows me videos of some of those hackers, and it's pretty incredible if they're real.
That's
what they're able to do. So in the videos, they make it seem like they are able to shut down the hacker's entire computer system that he's hacking you from.
I think, again, you're getting tricked.
Am I being hacked about the hacker?
You are. I think you are.
Yeah, might be.
I have to tune it out and go, nope. Not giving you any attention whatsoever.
I know the videos you're talking about, and there was one where the acting was so bad. I go, all right, this is fake. Come on.
Yeah, you can't believe anything anymore, and you just have to put everybody on a shelf.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that you could do for the gas, because we're talking about that scam, Chicago Lulu said, I only use Wawa and I pay through the app. You can activate the pump through the app as well.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So you don't have to interact. And also, too, to not have to touch that germy-ass pump, that might not be a bad plan.
That's one thing that I found out too much about grossness. And the pumps are so gnarly when I think about it.
Yes, absolutely. Could we be saving you money with this BOGO hack, or has this thing been around for a while? Jbird had sent me this thing from TikTok, and it's a girl showing you how you can save yourself some money by going to Publix, that you don't have to buy into the BOGO thing because it's half price as is.
Almost anything at Publix that's buy one, get one free, you do not have to get two of. You can only get one, or you can get three, or you can get five. It will still ring up as 50% off. So I got one box of Little Bites, and it's going to be 50% off. We got our Little Bites. It's $5.49, but it took automatically $2.75 off. So I only scanned one, it's $2.74. Same thing with the butter.
Okay, I pay very close attention when I'm at the checkout.
Yep.
And I've never seen that happen where I scan the one item and it immediately makes it 50% off.
So you're calling this TikTok person a liar?
Unless this is new.
Mm-hmm. I thought I remember when I was younger, my mom had told me that whenever you see a BOGO deal, you can just get one, you don't have to get two, and you'll get it for 50% off. So I thought that maybe had been around for a while.
Do you have to do something special to activate that immediate discount that shows up?
She just swiped it according to the video. Now, who knows if she left out a step, and who knows if it's even real.
I bought BOGO stuff before, but realized I didn't want to get two of that item because it just would have been too much of that one item. So I would get the one, and I would get charged full price. It wasn't like buy one, get one.
Yeah. I pay close attention. Like, to me, that matters because BOGOs, I'll walk through the store. I have zero brand loyalty. I will switch to whatever's on BOGO in a heartbeat. And I've never rung up one item and then had it give it to me half price right there in that moment.
So so just walk around the grocery store and just make up lies and then upload it to TikTok?
Some people are saying it might be in another state, and that might make sense. That my mom told me that was back in Ohio, different
state. They might have laws where you can't use the trickery.
Or for whatever reason, it's just different here. So a lot of people were saying, like, yeah, I went yesterday, one full price, and the other one says 0.0. Not even sure what that means.
Yeah, buy one, get one free. One is full price and one is zero price.
Stephanie said I had a public associate tell me that you didn't have to buy two. And some people are saying in Florida you don't get it. So I'm asking right now, do you think that BOGO hack is true? And 75% of people say no, it's not.
Wow.
Maybe it's state by state. Maybe in her state it is real. Because
there are a few Publix in other states.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're living in Publix confusion. I don't want to.
I bet you if you wanted to, I mean, if this is how they run their business, I bet you if you call over a Publix associate to the self-checkout and you say, I just want one, if they have a policy, it's going to be for all their stores to honor that you can buy one at half price. You just have to make a big deal and become a Karen.
I cannot. I hate self-checkout. I feel like I have to decipher a bomb and everyone who's watching me. It's not my thing.
No.
I do not.
You want somebody a person to actually do that work for you.
I'm an old man. Like, thank you for the help in scanning me. But I just hate the pressure of everyone watching. I'm never moving quick enough.
You got to bag it yourself.
The bagging, I feel like every store uses super glue on their bags.
The bags are glued together.
It's too much pressure.
Just to mess with you.
Yeah.
Some people are saying that's only in half-price states, and Florida is not a half-price state.
Well, there you go.
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've never seen that happen, and I look.
At least we learned.
Yeah. And people are saying the screw at the gas station thing isn't true either.
What?
So I think we're 0 for 2 on Trick Talk today.
We've been screwed?
Yes. We have. Yeah.
Thought we broke the case, Kevin.
No, I think the whole hour's been lies.
This hour of lies has been brought to you by KVJ.
You're going to have to really start scrutinizing those trick talk videos, I think.
They get tricked by everything.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com. Tiger Woods was here, but poof, he's gone again. We saw pictures of him getting off of his plane, and we know that he went to the graduation for his girlfriend's daughter, Kai, at the Benjamin School.
Yep.
But sources that are close to him say that he's already gone back to Switzerland, and I think is probably trying to play it right with the whole case against him. You know, I'm sure it looks better to the judge if you go to extensive rehab and you really are fully committed to the process and take it seriously. And you go and then you go back and you keep doing the work to get better. And that shows the court that you are sorry and you take it seriously and you respect the process. And maybe it'll get you a lighter sentence.
Okay.
When it all comes down,
You hope?
I would assume that he has the best lawyers telling him the best advice. And probably going back to rehab is a great piece of advice for you, physically, mentally, but then also for your court case.
Yeah.
It all looks good on your behalf. Well, Drake just broke another major music record. His song Janice STFU debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, giving him more number 1 singles than Michael Jackson had at a solo male as a solo male artist. Wow. This new total puts Drake alone at the top among male solo artists on the chart. Michael had previously held the record with 13 number 1s, but Drake has just eclipsed.
Yeah, it's impressive the run he's had. I mean, you got to put him up there with any great artist that we have today.
Numbers are numbers, y'all.
Or yesterday, yeah.
And this is a weird Michael Jackson connection. We told you about how there was all kinds of drama with the estate of Michael Jackson. You know, his daughter Paris is fighting with the executors because she believes that they did that slippery lawyer trick where, oh, we're going to pay all these lawyers extra money because they're helping us and they're doing this and they're doing that. But the judge looked at it and it was like, yeah, no, that $680,000 that you paid those lawyers extra, that needs to go back to the estate because that wasn't approved. That's not right. That's taking advantage of the situation because you think Paris Jackson is dumb and is not going to notice. Well, now one of those co-executors just died yesterday. John McClain, the veteran music producer and co-executor of Michael Jackson's estate, died after an illness that we didn't even know that he had. I guess he was privately battling. Now the only executor of the will for right now is that John Branca guy. So there you go. That's interesting. Because we were just talking about John McClain last week and Paris Jackson's battle with him.
What a wild time to go, huh?
Yeah, I wonder if all the stress killed him and if that's a good thing for her. Is she happy today? Was he the problem or is John Branca the problem? Or are they both the problem?
They might all be the problem.
I got so many questions. Whenever there's this much money, you can bet that there's more than one problem.
Yeah.
And those guys work together to try to figure out how to separate you from that money and put more of it in their pocket and less of it in Paris Jackson's pocket. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
So do you think that music is getting better or worse as time goes on? I guess it depends upon how you look at it, but they do say it is definitely getting far more repetitive and simplified compared to older generations of music.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. Anytime you hear a modern day song that's got more than 3 chords in it, you go, oh my gosh, they're trying, sort of.
Yeah, they say they're kind of just repeating the same musical phrases over and over again to create these catchy hooks, and it gets people locked in. They sing along to it, and they found that that is a formula for better repetitive listening. So you could say, I guess, depending upon what your position is, do you want more repetitive songs that have catchier hooks that people are more into, or do you want something that's a little bit more elaborate that may not be as mainstream?
Are you a free thinker or are you a sheep?
Yeah.
Me and Denny's have it's our own theory, and it can't be proven, but we think that modern day artists, what they do is they find older songs that are earworms, that are familiar, people will remember them, and they change them up so slightly to where they're kind of, you go, oh, I kind of know this song, I sort of remember it, and you think it almost tricks you thinking you know that song, but it's a modern day song. But is it really? Even that one we just played, that sounds like 3 other pop songs that have been written before.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's really what you can do. You can really just Frankenstein a song, put something together, and get a big hit.
And if you get sued, the way they look at it, they go, all right, we'll get sued for what, 10 million? All right, the song's going to make 100 million. We don't care.
And sometimes they put it to a point where they just cut off a little slice of it to whoever the artist is and says, well, just go ahead and pay you a little bit for that hook.
You're right.
And it seems to work out. So it's just kind of the way things are. They say that that's really kind of the system that's set up to be rewarded on streaming services and even radio, is it does. It drives higher engagement. I know people get on us about the music and things like that. People got a lot of comments, but I think it's probably an 80-20 thing. I think 80% of the people that are out there, believe it or not, so I see the music testing, I think they like a lot of the repetitive, catchy, all right, I know this song, we'll sing along. And then 20% are, they are more into music, and they like to have variety, and they can tolerate new music coming out then without reaching to change the channel or go to a different stream.
Keep in mind, too, you only have the options that are given to you. You go to a restaurant, and there's only 14 things to choose from. You only got those 14 items that you can. So if you're only hearing the same 14 to 18 songs constantly being played, you don't have that many other options unless you're doing a deep dive on your own.
Yeah, you got to search it out if you're going for it. So a lot of the places that are trying to make things for profit, they're going to be feeding you the same music. And then those artists, they realize that they get bigger hits when they do things that are repetitive and catchy.
Rinse, repeat, make everything like a clone, do it again.
I think the people that love music, though, they do work and they seek it out. They find it and they share it amongst their friends. And that's really what you got to do. You got to be your own small community that is searching for music that is a little bit different than the norm.
You got to dig and put the work in.
You do. Yeah.
And back in the 70s, they did pride themselves, the 60s and 70s, of really writing songs with multiple chords and having bridges and doing all kind of stuff that was impressive. They've dumbed it down music.
Yeah, it was a different era then.
Yeah.
When you had maybe one radio station that superseded the entire area, and that's the only thing people had to listen to. They could feed you a lot of variety because they didn't have that competition.
My biggest issue with modern day music is just the last 2.5 minutes of repeating the same exact phrase over and over again. I'm going, guys,
lazy.
Come on, we can't mix it up a little bit.
Or just cut the song short.
Yes.
I respect a song goes 90 seconds. Another repetitive 3-minute tune. Yeah, they say that technology's played a major role in this as well. Auto-tune, sampling, digital production tools, all that kind of stuff is kind of forcing this all together and making more homogenized type of music is what you're getting. Saw this guy that was faced with a very difficult moral dilemma. He's on Fort Lauderdale Beach and he sees a ton of money floating in the ocean. Bundles and bundles of cash, reportedly worth millions of dollars.
Bundles?
Right there, bobbing up and down in the ocean right in front of him.
Are we sure it's real and not like movie money?
It's a great question. He had to figure that out in the moment as you see it. Could this be movie money? Could this be the real thing? How do I handle this situation? What do you do next, Virginia, if you're on the shore and all you see is huge bundles, stacks of cash? You're talking millions of dollars. You don't know what goes with it. Could it be real? Could it be fake? It's likely cartel money. Do you want to dabble with that? Could be something else.
If you'd have caught me a few years ago, I would have put that stuff in a backpack and tried to figure it all out. But now my husband works for the Martin County Sheriff, and I got to be like good, which is really kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So I think I have to call him, and he's got to, call the popo.
Like they always
I can't be involved in all that.
They're always like, good girls gone bad. You're actually bad girls gone good. Yeah.
So boring.
So they had videos of this guy as he was dragging this seaweed-covered package ashore.
People were watching him do it.
Yes.
And they were videoing him. That's no good. See, now you got witnesses. You got to call the cops.
Well, I mean, I think you'd have fear the whole time.
The only way you could do it is if no one saw you do it. If anybody saw you do it and any video exists, bruh.
And also, how do you truly know if anyone ever saw you or not? You don't.
Dang, they could be in the mangroves instead of the bushes.
I would be afraid they're in the mangroves going, right, there he is. Follow him home now.
He immediately called the police. He did not keep it. In Florida law, in case you're wondering, it does require people who find lost or abandoned property to report it to the police. Now, here's the thing. If no legitimate owner is identified, the finder could potentially reclaim it legally. Although experts noted suspected criminal proceeds are usually confiscated by authorities. Yes, it goes into the crime locker where it's then taken out by a dirty cop later.
Oh, wait. You mean the cartel doesn't just walk in and say, can we have our package back?
Right. Yeah.
It could be reinvested. They could take that money and use it to buy, one of those cool SWAT vehicles.
Could be. Yeah, I'm not sure what they do with it after a while because you're right, cash is cash.
Cash is cash, baby.
The case is closed.
And those SWAT vehicles do not look cheap.
And in the movies, when the cops do find all that money, they'll always go, all right, we got 100,000 here. We'll give them 37 to make it look like we got a bus, and then we'll split the rest.
Is the movies real, Kevin?
No, they're not.
Well, we think it is because we believe everything we see on TV and in the movie.
Hey, man, I saw that in a Stallone movie. I think it's real, Kev.
Now, they've not yet publicly confirmed the exact amount of money that was found there on Fort Lauderdale Beach, whether it was drugs also in the package or what was going on, where it came from. Was it cartel cash or was it something else?
He did the right thing / boring thing and called the police.
You wonder, though, did they pitch that because someone was following them, or did it accidentally fall off? How did it get out there?
Was there an accident?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions.
Well, and those are the questions you're going to be hit with immediately when you see bundles of cash floating right there on the shoreline on Fort Lauderdale Beach.
I mean, the way to find it would have been if you were offshore on your boat fishing and there's nobody around for miles and you see the cash float up on your boat and you're like, nobody's watching me except the satellites in the sky, but can I get away with this?
Oh, kind of like that old, like when you'd see a cartoon, a guy would be on a boat and he'd catch a boot or something like that. Instead, you'd catch a
bale of cash.
Could happen.
You better have a strong hook.
Now, what would people do if they were on Fort Lauderdale Beach and they had the same situation, bundles of cash just floating right in front of them? Are you going to be turning it in? And 71% of people said that they are going to be keeping the bundles of cash.
See, then people got bills. Maybe most of those people probably got kids that want birthday gifts like mine, and you got bills. You got a different headspace. I relate to people with bills.
Yeah. I just wonder how many people would do it in all these different situations. Somebody did text in and they said, yeah, my old neighbor was a UC narcotics and he took money all the time and eventually got caught.
Oh,
he got too greedy.
You can't get too greedy. Mm-hmm. If you do something over and over, you're going to get caught eventually.
He probably did it 4 times successfully. And on that 5th time, he's like, oh, you know what? I'll go for that extra $100K.
He got too loose. Too comfortable.
Mm-hmm. And somebody said, whoever let that money get lost is going to have to answer the cartel. And I would not want to be that guy.
It would be cool, though, if, you do find money and you're honest and you go and bring it to the law enforcement. Yep. They can't break you off a little piece for just being a cool citizen.
That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, They say it could happen. They say that's how they encourage you to try to do the right thing. You know, you could get this money later.
The cartel's not going to come knocking on the cop's door and say, "Hey, you police found my money. I need to claim that."
Yeah, it's like when your teenager steals your marijuana. You can't really go up to, "Did you take my marijuana?" "Oh, I knew you were smoking, Dad. I knew it."
Yeah. Okay, I got some moral dilemmas here for you. Let's see where the honesty is set here with the show and KBJ TV. Let's say you pay cash at a clothing store. They give you your change, but they accidentally gave you $20 back instead of $5. You don't even realize it till you leave the store, get out to your car. Then you realize it. Are you going back to correct it, or are you keeping the money? Are you going back, Virginia?
I mean, I'm kind of busy. I mean, I got kids in the car.
Yeah, right.
I got a lot going on.
They probably overcharged me for whatever I bought anyway.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I got to keep it moving.
If it's a bigger number, now we're talking. But at that point, it's like $20. They're on the take, I'm sure, as well. At that point, I'm in my car.
A slight majority of people are not going back. 54% of people said they're not going back. They're moving on. And if you do bring up the scenario where, let's say you have kids and they're already buckled in and this is quite a to-do, I don't think it's that bad if you say, you know what, I come here all the time. Next time I'm here, I'll be like, you know what, you guys gave me too much money last time. The universe knows that I'm square. Yeah. I just want y'all to know I'm square. What about a legal thing? It's just for my own conscience.
I'll catch you when I'm back.
Right.
Most of the time, if you were to do that, they'd probably just say, it's all good.
Yep.
Thanks for the honesty. You're cool. You're talking about not that much money here.
Yes, I think that's the proper way to handle it. I'll catch you next time I'm in.
Well, they made the mistake, too. Now now you have a problem because of their mistake, and now you have to walk back. And now sometimes you get a windfall in life.
Let's say you're backing out of a parking space and you barely bump another car. Nobody sees it, barely leaves a mark. Are you leaving a note, or are you just going to continue driving?
Barely leaves a mark or leaves no mark?
It barely leaves a mark.
But it leaves a mark?
A little smudge.
I leave
That's what
a
you're
note.
talking
You
about.
got to leave a note. If you ding it in any way, you got to leave a note.
I mean, I am the best person to get into a car accident with because I just don't want to deal with it. Someone hit my car in the parking lot, and she started looking through all of her paperwork, and I looked. I had to pee.
Let me stop you right now, sweetie.
I had to pee, and I was really hungry. I'm like, I gotta go hit up the fast food joint.
Your insurance card is not needed today.
Yeah, you're good. You got a freebie.
You hit the best case scenario in this whole parking lot.
I think I even told her to go, I'm one of those weird people. I don't mind dents in my car.
I'm busy and I don't care.
She couldn't believe it, by the way.
She couldn't believe it. She's like, this is the greatest day.
This is another. I think a lot of these moral dilemmas are going to be about 50-50. 56% of people are not going to be leaving a note. They're calling it good and be like, barely left a mark. It's a smudge. It's just kind of what happens when you're out driving in South Florida.
Somebody hit me one time. I was literally at a red light, and they hit me from behind, and I looked at the car. There was no real damage. I mean, it was kind of like a little tiny indentation. And I was like, do I really want to be hanging out here for an hour and a half? And that's a low ball number for the cops to come out and do the report and exchange insurance. And then I'm here like, I'll just take the tiny dent.
Well, I mean, my Jeep already looks like it's been through hell and back anyway. So why am I wasting my time? I'm sorry. The older you get, time is so important.
And your car is different. Like my car back then when I did that, it was my car. It was paid for. It was my car. Now my car is a lease, so I can't do that.
I mean, if you go out and look at my Jeep right now, first of all, it looks like I'm doing a vaudeville show if you were to open it up. It is covered and caked in clown makeup from the horror movie, and you can't get it. Like the sun has cooked it in so deeply, you can't get it out. I don't care.
And I got another moral dilemma here for you. Let's say you're on a long road trip. You stop at a gas station because you got them poopy cramps.
Oh, no.
You got to go bad.
Road trip poo?
Yeah.
Oh, we try to avoid that at all costs.
That's something you take to the urn, and I don't even know where the scenario is going, but...
Well, you go in, you use the bathroom at the gas station, and it ain't going down, if you know what I mean. You have clogged that thing all up. Are you just snaking your way out of there, or are you alerting a manager on the way out, I'd be like, I am so sorry, but you got a little issue there in your toilet.
Question: have I already gone in and paid for snacks, or do I have to go back in there and get my snacks next?
It's all good. You're on your way out. This would be you've got your snacks and you've just paid. And right before you walk out the door, do you let them know? Be like, oh, by the way, as I'm loading back up again, I just unloaded in there and it's a problem.
I assume every gas station, if anyone uses it, it's going to overflow every time.
Okay, so you letting the manager know, Virginia?
No.
You just snake right out.
No.
I think
I am not calling extra attention to your faulty toilet.
Yeah,
because if
again.
it won't
Oh,
go
it's
down.
not your big old butt?
No.
Yeah, again,
If your toilet won't handle my brown town, that is not my fault.
Again, your toilet's giving me a problem.
Your toilet needs to be replaced.
So you're not saying anything either, Jbird.
I don't. I think it's if I can see the highway from the bathroom door, your boy's getting out.
77% of people are not saying anything. They are dumping and running.
Hey, get better plumbing. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I assume every time you go to a gas bathroom, it's just the most horrific scene anyway.
The moral dilemma we had a minute ago was you find cash or drugs on the beach. Are you letting the authorities know? One guy in Fort Lauderdale Beach did, and it could have been a sizable amount of money. Now, Johnny on here from Jupiter, you found weed one time on the beach, and you decided you're going to take it, but you ran into a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I sure did. 1985, 86, worked at Jupiter High School. We heard in the morning all the bales were floating up, so of course me and some buddies grab a car. We go to the beach. We find a bale. Two of us swim out for it. We pick it up. We walk it up the beach. We're going through the sea grapes. So get it right to the car, and there's a deputy sitting right there with his trunk open. He goes, "Thanks for getting that for me, boys. Put it in the trunk."
Put it in the trunk for me, boys. You did my work for me. I appreciate it. Thanks.
That is kind of awesome.
Your hard work is appreciated. Now
Wow.
scram.
Did you get in trouble, or did he let you guys go?
So he let us go, thank God, because years later, fast forward, I became a cop.
Now you get to do it to some other high school kid. Oh, man.
That's amazing.
That is. Thank you, Johnny.
Great story.
All of these people in my life acting berserk. I'm feeling all pissed off and hurt. I need to know if I am the jerk. Oh, am I the jerk? Oh.
You do something that's questionable, and an employee does something in retaliation. Does it look bad if you then go to the boss and tell on the employee that retaliated against you? Because that's what's going on here. There is this lady that sent us an email, and she said, I am really struggling financially. I'm a single mom with 2 kids, and sometimes just having enough food is a struggle, and some days I don't have anything to eat. So when I'm at work, I look around our work kitchen. And I will admit that I will often eat food that someone has left on the counter, or sometimes behind. It looks like it's, just kind of been forgotten about. I assume it was left behind. It wasn't wanted. Maybe sometimes I'm lying to myself. Well, I did this the other day. There was half a sandwich. It was kind of laying there, still in the wrapper, all good.
Oh, half a sandwich. That's good real estate, man.
Spoken like a raccoon trash panda you are.
I'm just saying, half a sandwich or still wrapped. We're talking the good stuff.
So they snagged it. We're walking back to their desk, trying to be coy, but another employee passes me in the hall, looks at my hand, sees the sandwich, says, "That's my sandwich." She snatches it directly out of my hand, gets in my face, then accuses me of being the one who's always stealing her lunch. Before I could even respond, she hauls off and hits me in the mouth.
Oh, Lord.
She says, maybe that'll teach you to keep your mouth away from other people's food. There was nobody else around, so I was just standing there stunned. I go back to my cubicle and I cried. I then realized that my front tooth was loose, hoping that it would go back. It did not, and it came out.
Oh, Lord.
Now, the problem I have is I don't have dental insurance, and I can't afford to get my tooth fixed. And now for the last couple of days, I've been not smiling and talking into my hand when responding to people. I just can't keep this thing going, and I don't know what to do. Do I go to the boss and tell my story? I mean, I am guilty of taking people's food. I did look in the hallway where we were standing and where she hit me in the mouth, and there is a camera there. And if it works, I assume I could prove my story to be true. But is that the right move? If I stay silent, what do I do about my tooth?
Boy,
This happens a lot where in the workplace, people do things passive aggressively to each other, but you can't hit people in the hall unless they hit you first, because then it's self-defense. If somebody hauls off and hits you for eating their sandwich, they are in the wrong, and you can absolutely go to HR and report them, and you should.
With that said,
But you do have to fall on the sword and tell everybody that you were eating food that didn't belong to you.
look, there's a lot of wrong in this story. You can't
Yes.
steal people's food. I think we all agree. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a half a sandwich in the wrapper, y'all. Again, it's
And you've been doing it for a while, and people probably were getting upset, and it's building. And so that girl was probably so frustrated that she just punched you.
Yeah.
and
But that's the bigger crime.
And the other thing I need to know is, how badly are you truly struggling? Are you at a point where you really have to go and steal food? Now, if that's the case, we have a different conversation we got to have.
She said she is.
But she also, how do you know she's telling the truth? Is my point.
We
So
can only go on what they say.
you only go
You
what they
don't know.
say.
Yeah.
Why are you cross-examining her?
Because you don't be. Look, if I was to steal someone's sandwich in the kitchen and it was wrapped and a sales dude punched me right after, I'm not that shocked.
Yeah. I think she's thinking by telling the boss somehow she might get her tooth fixed. And I don't know that that's true. And I can really see a double loss here. I think that they would fire the other employee. I think they might likely fire you.
You might both get fired.
And that's not going to help your situation. I think ultimately you're trying to figure out if you can get your tooth fixed, and you're hoping that they'll feel bad that you got punched by another employee at their place and be afraid that you might sue them, and then they'll get your tooth fixed for you.
You might be able to sue, but let me just tell you, this is going to be a long journey. You're probably going to be suing to get your tooth fixed for the next 2 years.
And again-
are you ready for this long ass journey?
And also, too, if there's cameras around and there's multiple pieces of footage of you taking Deborah's spaghetti one day and then taking Jake's
Yeah.
sub the next day, people are going to say...
They might have a reason to then go back
Yeah.
and start looking every day and put together a case against you for their attorneys to say she was just stealing food all over the place. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry about your situation, but stealing is stealing.
It's also easy to say you're in a tough situation when you may not. I'm just saying, we don't have all the facts. Is she really struggling as bad as she's saying? There's a lot to unpack here.
I hear you. I know I look smart, but I'm not a lawyer. But I think stealing food, you can't sue for. Punching in the face and breaking a tooth, you can.
Right.
And therefore, you could go after this chick and the company for not protecting you in this scenario and not punishing her quickly, maybe if they try to look the other way.
Oh, I please don't get it twisted. I am not agreeing with the person.
It's going to be a long,
that
drawn-out thing, though.
I don't think you should ever punch somebody over a sandwich. Let's get that straight. I'm just saying,
No.
don't be surprised if drama starts to go down if you're the one that's stealing people's food at work.
When you do bad things to people, they're gonna react. And sometimes their reaction was way worse than what you did to them because it's been building and building. You took the spaghetti, you took the sandwich, you took more food, and people are like, who keeps taking the food?
Dude, take it from a guy who grew up in a family that they can still timestamp a moment where you ate their Chinese food and it was theirs and they hold on to it. Decades will go by, and then I'll have to hear, when you were 16, you ate my lo mein. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. People get a little squirrely with their food.
I think she is thinking that she is going to retain her job and get her tooth fixed immediately. And I unfortunately do not see a rapid repair of the tooth, and I see likely both people getting fired. I don't think you're going to get what you want out of it. I don't know that I would say anything, but almost 70% of people said that she should report the employee for socking her in the mouth, knocking out her tooth.
If you have the wherewithal to withstand suing this employee, you might be able to sue her, especially if you've got video footage to prove it. And going to HR at work is the first step of building your case for the lawsuit against the employee that hit you.
Right. And there are a lot of great food banks in South Florida. And so I think that's where you need to be directing yourself. If you're to a point where you can't find food and you're taking others at work, then there are options that are out there for you.
That's a great tip.
And that's what, what I'm saying is if there's really a struggle here, we have to sit down, talk to our manager about it, let them know I can't feed my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food bank is a much better option than getting punched in the face by a coworker because you took that hooker's sandwich
How good
again.
was that sandwich, though? I mean, if you're willing to sock someone in the face over a sandwich, how good is that sandwich?
It was probably pretty good. And
Wow.
the fact that it was still in the wrapper, I know I keep saying that, it's a big deal.
Okay.
I mean, everybody knows you don't walk down the hall with the stolen sandwich. I mean, you kind of deserve to get punched.
It's a bit
I
brazen,
think she was
Kevin.
kind of confident, and this girl was looking. You know, because I think she suspected her of already stealing food.
maybe it was a trap.
Oh, you think this is...
Oh, it might have been. You're right. I didn't think about that. I bet she did trap because she's like, I'm going to leave it here. And when I see this girl taking it, she's going to get everything.
Oh,
she don't even know what she's going to get. Yeah, it probably was a trap. She fell into it.
They
You're
talk.
right. Otherwise, who's going to really notice that in a passive walk by?
Just be prepared. When you go to HR, both of you will get fired because you both did fireable offenses at work.
Yep.
One of you has a lawsuit. I don't know about the other one.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com. If you're trying to date Chelsea Handler, maybe don't do what celebrity chef Bobby Flay did. Here's her explaining how it went down.
He's going to love this. This is somebody I don't mind incriminating, okay? So he ordered me food to... Like 3 of my girlfriends are in the room with me and they ordered room service. He's like, I'm going to order it. But then they brought me the bill and I'm like, what is this guy? And then like somebody was like, oh yeah, he's really cheap. He's really cheap. And I was like, oh, I hate cheap. Like if you're penurious, I'm not interested in you. I'm generous and I like people to be generous with their money. And then we did end up going on a date and it was just not a match.
Not a match.
Yeah, if you tell a girl you're going to order her room service and then it's on her bill, I mean, duh. You are a cheapo and keep it moving. We're not interested, Bobby Flay.
Okay.
She's making the rounds, though, right now.
I love it. She's saying all the stories that I'm so ready for.
Well, she did the roast, but she's going after people about their comedy. But when she's got her own, she said some pretty horrific stuff in her past and in her routine, and she's going after people on her moral high hill. And it's like you're at a celebrity roast, you know what you signed up for. She's going after people in a way like she's very bitter, and it's okay for her to say things, but if you say something, now she is the comedy police and you're not funny and you're automatically this or automatically that, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that Tony Hinchcliffe, he had a choice 4-letter word for Chelsea Handler for going after him.
There's been a few, and I don't even like Tony Hinchcliffe. He's not my kind of comedian, but I just don't like when comedians go sign up for a celebrity roast. We know what the roast is. You're there to shock and awe. Everyone was doing it. Everyone was laughing. And then you are going on a tour saying what was funny and what's not funny, especially when you've got things you said in your closet that would be deemed not cool.
I think it's weird for anyone to tell anyone what's funny. It's an odd thing to do.
But they all know.
You don't have to tell me.
They know what they're doing. They know that by doing that, it's going to create all this, and then that just helps their career.
I think it's actually hurting it. I think it's making her look. I don't think it's making her look good in the comedic world, to be quite honest with you.
Maybe she doesn't care about what the comedic world thinks, and she's doing this for the people.
Yeah, I mean, a comedian not caring about the comedic world, it's a tough professional choice to make. But yeah, I think.
I mean, she's telling the stories and people are enjoying it.
To me, that's different than going after people. You're wrong, I'm right. And it's like, well, Chelsea, you've done the same exact thing. You're coming off like a hypocrite.
Well, then they should play the videos of her.
They are. Don't worry. They are.
Good. But I think all of this controversy is actually good for everybody. It helps all of them, I think. What do I know?
What do I know? Look, believe me, my take could be completely off. She's been doing. I just don't like when comedians do that. It's like what I say is funny, but then I'm going to judge what's not funny. Well, you're a comedian.
I don't know if you saw the video yesterday of RFK snake wrangling in the weirdest clip of the day.
Yeah, that's what you expect, though.
You can hear his wife, who's taking the video, saying, "Oh my gosh, I don't think you should be doing this," as RFK is wrangling two mating snakes.
Yeah, this is kind of up his alley, and he's right here on Palm Beach. He's at Dr. Oz's place.
What the hell is going on?
He's facing the ocean as he's doing this.
So, what are they? Well, they were having sex. So what were they? They're moccasins. They're not moccasins.
And the crazy thing about these snakes that he's holding by the tail, they're coming up pretty hard, and they're hitting his hand, and they bit him a couple times.
They're
not venomous, but
he's still holding them as they're biting him. I'm like, what is going on?
No, that's his thing. He does all kinds of weird animal stuff. Remember, he had the thing with the deceased bear cub in Central Park. He had a dead beached whale. Didn't they cut the head off that with a chainsaw and throw it on top of a car?
What?
Then he had an encounter with the penis of a dead raccoon. Yeah, and he says, I've been picking up roadkill my whole life. I got a freezer full of it. So
that's very bizarre to me.
You would think he'd be born in West Virginia.
Yeah.
It's an odd thing. So.
And finally, behind the scenes, Blake Lively went to the Met Gala without Ryan Reynolds. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Reynolds went to the final Late Show with Stephen Colbert without Blake Lively. So when you start doing a bunch of public appearances without your spouse, and we know that there's probably been some discussions behind the scenes where these two are like, we have the heat, we have the drama. You just wonder what's going on behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. He apparently told some people that he didn't want to bring her to Stephen Colbert because he didn't want her presence to overshadow Stephen because she's so polarizing.
Sure. Yeah. I'm sure this has been really tough. I can't imagine how this has not added a lot of friction to their marriage.
Oh, it absolutely has.
And at some point, will they survive this? Will they break up? And then what will that look like when they both start pointing the finger at the other one for the reason?
Well, these are two people who really need people to love and like them. And if there's any kind of scandal or any kind of wave in the water, they're going to take that seriously. And I think they will take that over their love.
Now, do you think that they are out there doing it by themselves and then they go home and they're fine? Or do you think they go home and they fight?
I think they're both they come off as toxic people. I can see their fights being awful.
Me too. I think they both probably think they're right and they probably do fight. And that is probably a really unhappy home. But what do we know? We're not in it. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Okay, we need your random, strong opinions. Just want to see what you got here. One of those opinions is, will Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively still be married in 5 years?
Ooh, that's a good one.
86% of people say no.
Yeah, I would say no.
A lot of strong opinions that they ain't going to make it. Okay. Another person said here in a text at 877-979-WRMF, they said, I should not have to wait to exit the airplane in order, row by row, when I never use an overhead bin and am ready before the people in front of me. I will exit as soon as I am ready. People really don't like this, though.
It's not right. You're wrong, and you should wait and exit row by row. Because if everybody thought the way that you did, you would create chaos. We need order when we're exiting these planes. No one is more entitled than anybody else You're sitting in row 14. They're sitting in row 15. Nobody's more special than anybody else. You go row by row.
As soon as everyone starts standing up and a plane is landed, I actually don't get stressed out because I go, I'm going to be the last one off the plane. I got nothing but I'm just going to walk. I'm just going to take my time. It's too stressful. Too many people are trying to get in.
I've seen almost fights break out when somebody thinks they can push their way through. Ma'am, sir, you're not going to go anywhere. You're going to hit a wall of traffic because everybody on the aisle seat just stood up to get their overhead bag.
And they're usually wearing a New York Jets shirt.
You can't push through that, nor should you, because it is rude and it's breaking the laws of getting off the plane.
Grant said you can tell somebody's mother dropped them off at school and they never had to ride the school bus.
Totally. And I know sometimes you have a connecting flight to catch, and sometimes the pilot will do this, or the flight attendant will get on the intercom and say, hey, if you don't have a flight to catch, stay in your seat. If you do have a connecting flight with a tight turnaround, you stand up, get in the aisle, and we'll let them exit first, and then everybody else will go behind. And if I don't have a connecting flight to catch, I absolutely stay in my seat to be cool. But only about 20% of people do that.
Yep.
Am I the only one that gets grossed out by airplane ice? I'm thirsty, and I always love a ginger ale on a plane, but...
I don't touch it.
I know.
I do not do that.
I drink it out of desperation, but the whole time I'm going, I'm drinking airplane ice.
No, I think I'd rather have water from Mexico.
You'd rather drink plane fuel?
Another random strong opinion here. It says a hoodie is appropriate formal wear if it's expensive enough. And that's the thing that's thrown me. I don't know if you have any teenage boys in your family, but my son does. And
your son is a teenage boy?
He is a teenage boy. He is, right?
He has one or he is one?
He is one.
Okay.
What did I say?
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
I think you said it right.
I don't know.
I don't know either. One of us is derailing your bit, Kevin. I'm not sure who it is, but one of us are.
Either way, I have a teenage son. He has hoodies. And these things are insanely expensive, some of them, that they get. I'm like, how much did you spend on a hoodie? That should be $20 to $30 in my book.
No,
they go into
crazy.
The hundreds.
Yes. Magnolia has one, and she left it in the hotel room in Italy and had a meltdown, and then come to find out that thing cost $175.
I got a buddy who loves hoodies. He wears, in fact, a lot of my friends wear hoodies, but the friend I'm talking to, I would call, has a bit of a suspicious gait. They walk with just kind of like they're lurking around the corner constantly. So they'll have their hoodie on and they're coming up to your door. You're going, is it going down right now? Just because of the way they walk. It looks like they're about to rob me.
Hoodies are not formal wear. You can't wear a hoodie to church. You can't wear a hoodie to a fancy dinner. Not at my table.
If you were at your church and someone had a hoodie, Kev, would they give them a hard time?
I think it looks dressed down, and we don't dress down for church. But we dress up.
Does the Lord not love you anymore?
I'd be okay
or
with
less?
it. Yeah, no, my church, you can wear hoodies. You're okay with it.
I noticed when I went to Rocco's, his beautiful ceremony. What was it called?
First communion.
Thank you. It was beautiful.
Beautiful.
You were dressed appropriately.
But I did notice I saw people in the church wearing hats and baseball hats, and I'd never seen that before.
Those are the non-Catholics.
Okay, they were.
Which you get that. When you have a religious ceremony and you invite like a lot of people to a first communion, not everybody gets the memo that you have to dress nice for church.
But is that an old school thing? Or it's 2026 now. Are you going to get a hard time? If I wore a Brave hat into the church, am I going to get somebody going, no hats here, buddy? Or do they not care anymore?
No, you can wear whatever into my style of church. It's not Catholic, though. I think Catholics are typically a little bit more formal.
Yeah, we're a little more stuffy.
Is it a little more strict?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a little bit more buttoned up. The younger people, of course, will try to push the boundaries, but I think older people are like, no.
I wouldn't give you formal wear for a hoodie, but I think you could say you could make it business casual.
Oh, yeah.
I think you could take it to that level.
I got one hoodie that I might just wear it tomorrow. You're going to say, Jbird, did you get a job in finance? It's
No one is ever going to ask you if you got a job in finance.
I'm just saying it's classy, Virginia.
And this is a wild time of year where even though it's 95 degrees outside, teenagers will still be wearing hoodies down the street.
Oh, yeah.
Like nothing. Black hoodies, head to toe. They'll be in all sweats. I'm like, how are they not having a heat stroke right now?
Fashion.
I
They
guess.
do it for the fashion.
guess.
I do not understand that. Good luck when you pass out in the street.
I know. Another random strong opinion says, over 3 decades, South Park has gradually morphed from being satire to just being the news.
They ain't lying, man. You know,
It's about as reliable as any other source, isn't it?
it kind of goes, do they know stuff that we don't know?
Yep. That's a good thought. The internet should be a place you visit, not a place you live.
That's a great thought. Yes.
I do like that one. And this random thought says, no one in real life would waste a large size rug on a dead body. Those things are too expensive. Okay. Yeah, I guess I never really thought of it that way, but
I don't know.
that'd be a high-end killer, I guess.
If you got a lot of blood on that thing and you realize you could be fingered for the crime, I think you let the rug go.
If you've killed him on the expensive carpet, the expensive carpet's got to go.
If time's not on your side, you're in a really shady motel, it's time to use that carpet, guys.
Amen.
For the better part of the last month, every single weekday, we have been giving away $1,000 every single day to South Florida residents. It's been a fun little thing, but it's all led up to this moment right here and now. Giving away a grand prize trip for 2 to New York City for the ultimate NYC fantasy shopping spree with $5,000 in spending money. And you get a pair of tickets to see Harry Styles at Madison Square Garden.
Whoa. I mean, you let me know if you need a drum roll sound effect because I am mediocre at best at doing them, but I'll give you a heart.
I
Do
love
it.
mediocre drum rolls, please, if you would. Okay.
I would say that was less than average.
Even less than mediocre?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it had charm.
That was pretty
Yes.
bad.
And after this almost month of giving away tons and tons of money, the last little bit of cash that we've got and that trip to New York City is going to Nicole Smith of Lantana. Hello, Nicole.
Hello.
You're
Hey,
going to New York
KVJ.
City. What up, girl?
New York City. I'm so excited.
Pretty amazing, huh?
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. I love New York City.
So much fun.
I can't.
Now,
So much fun.
$5,000. Have you even started to think, where are you going to spend that money in the Big Apple?
Oh, I don't know. But it won't be hard to find a place in New York City. Absolutely. There's, so many places.
Yeah, at least half of it's got to go to pizza.
Sure. So many pizza places.
Where would you put your fandom for Harry Styles, Nicole?
Probably around 7 out of 10 or so, but
You
trip is really what won us.
Yeah, the trip is going to be amazing. New York City this
That's
time of year in
gonna
the
be amazing.
summertime is absolutely fantastic. Having the $5,000 and saying, while we're here, let's go check out Harry Styles.
He's one of those charming artists, too. You might walk away after seeing him live a bigger Harry fan because he is adorable and charming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be. But, New York City, we just love it. So
Okay.
I'm taking my daughter, so it's going to be a girls' trip.
I
Fun.
love
So we're
that.
excited.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Nicole, you and your
so
daughter,
excited.
you have an amazing time. Make sure you check back in with us. We want to see lots of photos and videos of your trip there, okay?
Oh, for sure. We'll definitely let you know.
Okay. Well, thank you very much to everybody that played so hard and entered in all those code words and got you some cash. So it wasn't just about the one grand prize winner, it was about everybody else getting the money along the way, but not a bad deal.
Yeah, and even if you lost and didn't win the money, I'm sure you had fun, right?
Yes. A lot of fun. Well, there's one thing that I will tell you about doing something like that not a lot of other things can say. You know, having real winners having real radio DJs actually giving away the prize is kind of a cool thing. And I hope it's always here, but it may not be. Because look, like everybody else's job, AI is gunning for us. In fact, I saw that pretty much every single chat, whatever it might be, has tried this attempt to come up with an AI radio station. And you can judge by some of the results I got here for you that I think, thankfully, they're not even close yet. There's a place called Andon Labs, and they let 4 different AI models, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, and Claude, all completely run their own radio stations. Now, the one thing they found about Grok is it just would talk gibberish and play terrible folk songs. Do you want this to be your radio station?
Sweet Child played. Continue. Perhaps the show is Science Breakthroughs Unsolved. Cancer, Jab Juggernaut. Song, Dylan Lonesome.
Williams and Singer, kill poor Hattie Carroll.
I mean, what is that?
I mean, it sounds like End of Times. Like that whole thing.
That is Grok AI radio for you.
That sounds like it's a meteorite's coming and it's all going down.
Okay, he don't have it figured out yet.
He don't have it figured out
Hopefully the others do a little better.
Well, the thing about Gemini, and this is what I'll tell you, when they tried to do an AI radio station with it, this is the one thing about a robot versus a human. They don't get the nuances here. Tell me if you see where a robot missed the nuance of what we call humanity.
November 12th, 1970, the Bola cyclone. They estimate 500,000 people died. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. Pitbull and Kesha.
Killed 500,000 people. It's going down.
It goes into the harmonica.
I mean, what?
I mean, it's such an upbeat
If
song.
you have to die in a cyclone, I mean, isn't that a fun soundtrack for your death?
500,000 people dead. It is going down just like timber.
I mean, maybe that's how you should go. I mean, that's a lot of optimism about death right before you go.
Yes.
It's with a timber.
So thank God for real life local winners. Thank God for real life local radio DJs.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, there's a chiropractor's office in Palm Harbor, Florida that has displayed humorous puns on its roadside marquee for years. They'll rotate messages like, "We never crack under pressure." Get it? And our Easter adjustments are excellent.
Corny, but eye-catching.
I say you're working.
Yeah.
Well, the recent sign read, "Licensed crack dealer" is a play on spinal adjustments. And on Sunday afternoon, 23-year-old Benjamin Fergale decided to use landscape bricks and a tree branch to destroy the display, causing over $1,000 in damage to the letters, the message boards, and the lighting.
Oh, my.
When they arrived, Fergale spontaneously advised the sign message was "licensed crack dealer," and he thought that was illegal.
And the ironic part of the story, he hurt himself doing that and had to go to the chiropractor.
And the crazy thing about it, he wasn't intoxicated and there's no mental health issues. He thought that he was doing the community good by trying to take out a licensed crack dealer, not understanding the pun of the sign.
Gosh, there are really some stupid people that are just walking the face.
How about that?
He's kind of got the sense of humor as an AI. It's like, come on, dude.
Wow.
You don't get it, honey. And now you're liable for all that damage because the sign is not illegal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But destroying it is.
It is. Yeah.
Good thing you didn't leave the scene and you were just there so that the cops could cite you
He
for
thought they'd pat him on the back. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are here. This is a legal crack deal. I'd be like, dude, it's a joke.
What are you doing?
Yeah, dude.
Why are you so dumb?
Well, listen to this. A blind man in Chicago is suing a car dealer, for pulling several tricks, including changing the price and the final documents, which he signed despite not being able to see them.
Oh my gosh, what a shady person.
You took advantage of a blind man by swapping the price out.
Say their names.
Wow.
Shame.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Man.
Wow, there's a special little hot room in hell for you.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, it just happens every single week. There's now a Miami woman that is accused of stealing from a pair of men who took her back to their hotel room and allegedly posted a social media selfie wearing one of the victims' ripped-off Rolexes. One of the alleged thefts was reported when a man said he and the woman were at a hotel when she allegedly gave him a drink with an unknown substance.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on.
This is a recurring theme.
It's honestly, it would work on so many dudes.
I mean, it works every week.
It does.
Another victim said he went to Club Coco and met a woman before, inviting her back to his room. And when he woke up hours later, he discovered some of his jewelry and designer clothing worth $60,000 was missing.
Golly.
Here is that woman in front of the judge in Dade County.
He took her back home, and he wound up being removed of $60,000 in high-end designer clothing and jewelry.
She's got no.
Standard is $7,500. I think it should be more than $7,500.
Then would you want to make it
$10,000?
Okay.
$10,000 bond. I'm not doing a Nebbia. Good luck to
Overstate's
you.
objection.
Her attorney was thinking that she was just going to walk right out of there, and the judge was like, no, not having it. In fact, it should be worse than what it is.
I think I know that judge. You see that judge on a lot of clips.
Yeah.
She's pretty famous. Anytime there's something going down. You said Miami, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not Judge Judy, but she's not far off. A 31-year-old guy in Pennsylvania is facing charges after police say he vandalized several pickleball nets. He actually admitted to it and said he was upset because he suffered a pickleball injury and his summer was ruined. So if I can't have any fun, nobody else is either.
What a weenie.
Yeah, who is worse, this guy or the first guy that destroyed the sign?
People should just be allowed to beat him with pickleball paddles for like 30 minutes.
There is a beef, though, Kev, between the tennis community and the pickleball community.
All out war, huh?
This guy was injured playing pickleball. He's in the pickleball community, and then he cut all the nets because he got hurt playing pickleball. Sir, you're a psychopath.
You're right. He didn't even take it out on tennis. He just stuck to pickleball.
What the hell is the matter with you?
And the Waco Wildlife Rescue, they got to get it together because they got a roo that keeps escaping. Second escape in less than 12 months. Then police had to respond and track down this kangaroo that's hopping all over the neighborhood.
It's a crafty roo.
I heard it resisted. It got extra charges.
Second escape in under a year. Following a September incident when two kangaroos fled through the gates accidentally left open by an employee.
Yeah, that's on your team.
I mean, I'd imagine if you had to really try to arrest a kangaroo, it would not be easy.
No, I don't think so either. Constantly like, again? Dude,
well, don't leave the gate open because roo's gonna roo.
I mean, some of these roos look jacked up, man.
They are. I wouldn't want to try to tangle with a roo.
And they're ready to fight.
And they got claws, too.
And they jump in the air and hit you with both feet.
It does. It looks like a roo is always just ready for it to go down.
They all box.
Well, I think what's even more wicked is they got them toenails, and what they do is them jacked arms they get on their back arms, and they take those toenails and they try to rip out your entrails.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm telling you, do not tangle with a roo. They're legit.
Check this out. A kangaroo in Waco is back home after making another break for freedom from a local wildlife rescue. I think he's trying to tell us something here. Okay? Waco police say officers were called out after the animal was spotted on the loose and moving through a neighborhood. Crews tracked it down and quickly moved in to bring the brief escape to an end. This is the second time in less than a year a kangaroo has managed to get out of the same facility.
Yeah, they're all happy on the second story. Wait till the third report. And the roo just mauled three people.
How many chances are we going to give this little wildlife sanctuary with the moron tenants that keep leaving gates open?
Can we get a spring-loaded gate?
Yeah,
Can we do something here?
Right. Or fire that employee that keeps leaving the gate open.
Right? Come on, Phil. Get it together.
So this dad is out with his son trying to haul a shark into the boat, and he tells his 17-year-old, he's like, all right, get up there by the mouth. Bad idea. Shark bit him.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, duh.
Thanks, Dad.
Shark in the boat bit him?
Yeah, they're trying to get it into the boat in Galveston on Monday.
That's almost just like, hey, why don't you feed this lion a steak?
Here, son.
I'm good.
How is the son okay?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
scar hurts.
Okay, is such a loose term.
I mean, I really wish the dad would have gotten bit instead.
Right.
Somebody's got to do it. And they've announced their plans for the long-term moon base. NASA and the Artemis program are going to be contracting with Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin to deliver cargo and lunar terrain vehicles, while Firefly Aerospace is going to deploy scouting drones called Moonfall to map and monitor the lunar surface. NASA is saying the first phase focuses on robotic missions and infrastructure testing ahead of a planned crewed moon landing around 2028. And the broader plan is a permanent lunar power grid by 2029 with an eventual sprawling moon base capable of supporting long-term astronaut habitation in the 2030s.
This is where we got too cute. And the aliens are like, you ain't doing all that.
Is this the part where he is petting his evil cat and he's working on his laser beam at the same time? And this sounds like some galactic stuff. I don't know. We should be doing some of it.
The aliens are going to shut this down, and it's going to be epic.
I mean, he's the one that sent out the peen rocket, right?
Yeah.
And then there's that clip of him like trying to open up the door, but the door was kind of already open, and he slips and falls. It's an amazing clip because it looks like it's kind of rigged.
Oh, the aliens were chuckling.
And then he eats crap pretty good.
Does he?
Yeah.
The aliens are like, that's your guy.
They had an aerial view of it.
That's your guy.
They kept re-showing it.
All right, Trippy.
Well, we'll see what happens. They're already going to be building a border around the base, I guess, to keep the Chinese out because they're trying to do their own thing. So we'll see how long that remains peaceful. So even if we're not attacking with aliens, we might be attacking with the Chinese.
I mean, Kevin sounds like he's talking about a 1980s sci-fi movie.
That sounds like it, right? Star Wars. That's what it is. 1977 all over again. So they'll see. The eventual goal is to get to Mars. We'll see if it happens or not.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
When we get into summertime, you just got to kind of adjust what you do with your lifestyle. All those cool little events that we had every weekend, you're going, yeah, I love this. All that great weather, yeah, all that stuff's going to be gone. So, I look for different things. And one of the things that I was looking at, I said, it's been a while since I've done a little brewery hopping down there around Funky Buddha. I'm like, that might be kind of cool. And I was looking at some of the coolest tiki bars in South Florida, and the Mai Kai, that Polynesian restaurant that they got, is kind of tucked in that same little pocket where they got Funky Buddha, and there's a couple other breweries that's right in that little strip. I'm like,
yeah,
that would be a nice little Saturday.
Do it.
Just to go down there, take the Bright Line to either Boca or Lauderdale, whichever one you're feeling, and then make a day of it.
You need to do it and make a video because that sounds like something people would be able to copy and have a fun day.
Well, I love little pockets like that, and that's a nice little pocket of some cool places that I haven't been to regularly. And I'm happy to see that Bright Line is going to be offering some discounts this summer that will allow you to jump from the different cities for a better rate. They say passengers traveling within Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami-Dade counties can get 2 tickets for the price of 1 if they book a business class ride by June 13th for some trips departing by June 14th. Now, the buy one, get one deal applies to trips taken on weekdays after 7 p.m. or all day on Saturdays and Sundays, which is what I'm looking for. They want those weekend riders. That's why I think it's awesome. You can find something cool to do in any one of those different towns. Get out a little bit, see some different things, and go explore.
How much is an average business class ticket to Town Hop?
They say ordinarily with the one-way trip from Bright Line's downtown West Palm Beach Station to downtown Miami during the eligible times, it's about $23 for one adult. A trip from West Palm to Lauderdale during BOGO eligibility times would ordinarily cost about $19. If you do the business class trips from West Palm to Orlando, that's going to be about $44, and they're offering deals on that too. They'll knock about $5 off that one. So you'll get it down to $39 if you use the code May20B is what you want.
Okay.
If you use that on the app, then you can get these discounted rates. So it's not just South Florida. There'll be a little bit for Orlando as well. But it seems like some of the bigger deals are going to be between Miami and West Palm Beach.
Those numbers you're saying are affordable.
Yeah.
A few months ago, the numbers I was hearing, not affordable.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about you can get down $23 or $19, I'm like, all right, for convenience and just ease. And
fantastic.
I'd go for that. Yeah, so we'll see. So just kind of a little heads up that Brightline is going to be doing deals for the summertime if you want to go out and explore a bit. What you got on your mind today, Bird?
Well, I love these kind of stories, and I was listening to this whole thing about this guy named Derek Amato. Now, in 2006, he passed out while he was driving his car. He drove into a pool, woke up in the hospital. They said he was completely different. All of a sudden, he becomes this genius of a piano player. Never had any training whatsoever, but something happened in that accident that jarred something loose, and he was able to look at a piano and be able to play it at a high level. We're not talking just, a little bit of heart and soul here, which isn't that easy to play either. But I just love those kind of stories, and it makes me think there's something about the brain we still don't understand. The fact that you could have something jarred loose after an accident, and then you become a brilliant player. What the heck is
From
that?
a traumatic hit to the head. And you never know, like a traumatic hit to the head can kill you.
Totally.
Or make you a pianist.
But it always makes me wonder, what are hidden talents that people have that they have no idea that they even have? Like, what if Kevin found out he is an amazing French horn player?
Yeah. He's never picked one up.
Never even bothered to even do that. Or just, I think there are certain gifts we have. We don't even know we have them.
Sure. That's why, to me, when you got young kids, put them in everything.
Let them try it all out.
Yeah, and then you'll see. And, sometimes kids stink at everything, but at least you'll know.
I was talking to somebody last night about the band at Rocco's new school because I want him to join it, but he's like, he's being a little wishy-washy.
I'm a solo artist.
Yeah, he's being a little wishy-washy about it. And so I was like, well, what's the process? Apparently, they go in. They don't get to pick their instrument. What the music teacher does is makes them all try all of them.
Okay.
And she just sits back and observes. And then she tells them which instrument they're supposed to play.
And the cool thing, too, is once you do start to learn one instrument, the next time you pick up a different type, it's a little bit easier to pick it up. It's just the way it is. Now, it still may be challenging, but if Kevin was a French horn player, and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm going to try the harmonica as well, you might be able to pick up harmonica quicker.
Kevin's funk will flow.
Oh, man, do I want to see him with
I'd like to have my funk flow.
I want your funk to flow, and I almost said a bad word.
Yeah, okay.
Don't try it again.
And I want to see Kevin get down on some French horn.
Okay. Let that funk flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, get ready. Open up. Here it comes.
But if anyone does have a story, like a savant story, I'm highly interested in those. And there's controversy where some doctors and some scientists say, no, that's not true. It's not possible. Well, then you go, well, he never knew how to play the piano. So what's the answer here?
Yeah, how did that happen? And where exactly did he get hit on the head? And if they came over and they could precisely hit you in that same spot so precisely, would you let someone hit you in the head in that spot for piano playing?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
If someone goes, if we can hit you right here, Bird, and you become a great French horn player, I'd say swing, baby, swing.
Is this going to be the next thing that influencers in Miami are going to do? Instead of hitting themselves in the face with hammers, they'll be hitting themselves in the head trying to be able to play piano and get special skills.
Let me tell you about this thing. It's called a savant. Have you guys ever heard of a savant?
Let me try to play piano. See, I can't play it. Doink. Hey, look at this.
I have this cool savant hammer.
Yeah.
It's sponsored, so make sure you like, subscribe, and comment.
That will be the next thing. What's on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, it was so funny. Yesterday, I was talking with a girlfriend of mine, and she and her husband are both Hispanic, and they're going through a little bit of a financial tough time. They're trying to figure out how to put the kids in camp. He just switched jobs. Like, it's a little bit of a financial strain. So her daughter came to her and she said, "Oh my gosh, I want to start planning my quinceanera." You know, that's supposed to be when you turn 15,
Right,
this
yeah.
big,
Big deal.
elaborate Hispanic party. It's a rite of passage. It's a really big deal. And so my girlfriend, her solution to not having to do the quinceanera, she told her daughter, "No. You're American. You were born here. You don't get a quinceanera. You get a sweet 16. You have to wait a year." And so she's putting off the party for a year. She told her, "You're American.
That's amazing.
You're not Hispanic." I applaud that creative parenting.
Yeah.
She thought on the fly.
Right.
She outsmarted this kid.
That is. I just need a year to put it all away.
Just 1 year. Give me 1 year so I can save.
Okay.
You're American.
Well, there's an interesting concept we brought up on the show yesterday of what Gen Z and millennials are doing now. Some of them are just burned out on corporate America, and they're taking what they're calling adult gap years or even mini retirements that are out there because they said, wait a minute, we started into this workforce. It's not what we thought it was going to be. And, you know, sometimes you'll take a gap year after college and starting into the workforce. We're going to just take ours now after realizing that we got sold a bad bill of goods. And it's kind of interesting because we got some responses on this. Now, Mary, she put this onto our mic drop on the 97.9 WRMF app to talk about what her daughter is doing.
So this whole adult gap year thing has just come up in my life because my daughter, who's 27 right now, she graduated from college right on time, started working right on time as a teacher in Palm Beach County here. And she was doing great. And then she won a couple of pageants and won some money, went to graduate school, and she was doing great with that. But now, this summer, she has decided to chuck it all and go be a horseback riding instructor in the Hamptons, New York, just because she's just like sick of the corporate thing already. And she's only 27.
Wow.
I do talk to a lot of people that are kind of, it's almost like they're yearning to go back to a simpler style of life. Not saying you're not going to use the internet, not saying you're not going to go on your TikTok and not use an iPhone, but it's almost overstimulation for some people, and they want to get back to more of a peaceful just way of life.
Well, if you're in the rat race and you're finding it not lucrative financially, but you have all the stress and none of the money, you look around and you're like, I don't need this S-bomb. I can go teach how to ride a horse because I have that skill set in the Hamptons and make the same amount of money with way less drama. I'm not financially figuring out the corporate rat race yet, so I'm checking out of it.
Yeah, I think the game changed when they were in the midst of it, and they're hitting the pause button, and they're doing a retake, and they're saying, yeah, we were sold a bill of goods. It didn't come true, and our lives are not happier because of it. And I think that is a big part.
It is.
And everyone's situation is different. Obviously, not everyone can quit their career and go become a horseback. Everything's different, but I think people get to a certain point where they go, I'm only on this rock for only so long. Let me make sure I'm having some moments that are good and I'm enjoying some of this.
Happy is so important. And if you wake up every day miserable because you hate the corporate suck on your soul, you got to reevaluate, because you're going to wake up in 20 years and go, what did I do?
It's tough to be happy in the rat race.
Yeah.
Jessica has this little response here from Gen Z about the adult gap year. And she said, in the reply, my fun little snarky comments about this is millennials and Gen Z taking the gap year. We did it because, yes, fair point. We are absolutely right that we have not really suffered enough. We just had the audacity to follow your plan. We went to college. We took out the loans. We played by every single rule in the rule book. Then the oldest of us millennials had the nerve to start our careers or graduate into the 2008 financial crisis.
Oh.
Because apparently the economy looked at our diplomas and said, cute, but no. We started our jobs right after the script flipped from, we're so lucky to have you and want to make sure that you know it, to, you're lucky to have a job and you will be grateful.
That's the other thing, too, is almost kind of like holding that over people's heads. You should be, thank your lucky stars that you're even allowed to work.
She said, then, just when we finally clawed our way into upper management after 10 to 15 years of hustle, COVID. But sure, we haven't been through enough. Boomer and Gen X, they knew a workforce where hard work could actually get you a house and a family and a wild concept, a pension. We know a workforce where hard work gets you a LinkedIn badge and the privilege of paying rent until the boomers stop sitting on approximately 17 homes each. Speaking of which, the reason we can move back in with our parents for an adult gap year is kind of the whole point. Most of us don't have a mortgage, and statistically, we probably won't get one until the housing market has a, let's call it a generational correction. So yeah, adult gap year, because what exactly are we losing? We followed the path failed us, we're never retiring anyway, so we might as well go to Europe for 3 months and eat pastries.
I support the pastries.
I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. I don't blame anybody for feeling that. And I think you would want that reset. And I even saw today, half of graduates, they regret the degree that they got. They don't want to be in that field.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the reset's not a bad idea. Sometimes it's good to refocus instead of just putting your head down and trudging through a lifetime of misery.
That's at any age, too, by the way.
Amen.
Yeah, no doubt it is. So thank you for the responses. You can always get through to us, mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. All right, we got to answer this question here. Does Virginia know me better than Denny's knows Jbird? Okay. That is the ultimate question here, playing a little round of Know the Show.
I got to tell you, your partner's a little distracted. She was just having a conversation about moonshine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, I got to put priorities in line around here.
You need to get focused.
Moonshine first, whatever Kevin's talking about second.
That's how it goes, right? Okay, so let me see. We got a couple things we got to figure out here. We got to get Denny's in here first off. Okay, there he is. All right, ready to go. Okay, first thing we got here is, can your partner, which Virginia would mean me, and for Denny's it would mean Jbird, can we name 2 books by Stephen King? Virginia, what do you think about me? Can I name 2 books from Stephen King?
I am thinking yes, you can, because a lot of them were made into movies. My homie knows movies.
Aha. Okay, Denny's, what do you think about with Jbird over there?
Definitely.
Okay. Jbird, do you have 2 Stephen King books?
I've got The Shining and I've got It.
Okay. I went to Pet Sematary and I went It.
All right, look at you.
Hey, look, Pet Sematary, very underrated movie, and it will freak you out if you watch it at age 8.
I will not watch that. 8?
That's a lot.
It was a lot, Virginia.
All those night terrors make sense now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, point for both teams. All right, next question. Does Jbird and I know our zodiac sign? Okay. What do you think, Virginia? Do I know?
You do.
Okay. I'll say that I do, but it does depend. I'm right on
You're
the
on
cusp.
the cusp. You're a Cancer.
Yeah.
And a Gemini.
Okay, Denny's, does Jbird know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been reminded my whole life, you're a Taurus, you're bullheaded, you're stubborn, you're overly defensive.
Bull in a china shop.
Yeah, exactly. it's like, you don't have to, dance over my grave. Just call me a
You
Taurus.
are a Taurus.
Okay, see, here, I can already hear the insults revving up.
Not on the cusp.
No cusping.
No. You know I'm coming.
Okay, Jbird and I, do we have more than 10 pairs of shoes in our closet? Do we have more than 10 pair? Denny's, what do you think about with Jbird? Does he have more than 10 pairs of shoes?
And we're counting water shoes, sandals, all that fun stuff. Anything that's a
he
shoe.
can wear out of the house.
Like, for example, if one might have shoes that look like cheeseburgers, you would count.
I'd say he does have
right,
10
okay.
or more.
They must have a pair, though. You can't have one shoe. That doesn't count.
That's a fair question.
True, it is.
I've been known to lose shoes.
It is 10 pair of shoes.
Loses a lot
That
of
is part of
single shoe.
That's a good little thing to throw in there.
I'd still say he does have more than 10.
Do you, Jbird?
I do.
Okay, he does. Virginia, what about me?
I think you do, and they're probably lined up color-coded.
Yeah.
Organized.
Oh, yeah. So clean.
Polished.
If one even gets a little dirty, he's in there with a wet wipe.
Let's just say his shoe section looks a lot different than my shoe section.
Oh, my gosh. Night and day.
Okay, what about this? Can Jbird and myself name 4 of the characters in Friends? 4.
Okay, you got to write them down.
Four,
We're not looking to see if you can do it.
I think Bird could.
Yeah, I think Kevin could as well.
Okay. All right, Bird, are you writing them down over there?
I am.
Okay. All righty. Okay. What do you got, Bird?
I got Monica, I got Rachel, I got Joey, I got Chandler.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I got Ross, Rachel, Chandler, Joey.
Okay, both of you.
I can never really get into Ross. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? I think he was my least. You know what? Oddly enough, it was he and Monica, the brother-sister tandem, that was my least favorite on Friends. I thought Chandler was the best. Thought Joey was good. Could go with Phoebe. But yeah, they were the most annoying.
But you will get a very long, passionate email of someone defending Ross's character today. From somebody.
Are you going to write it?
No, hell no. No way.
Okay. Next question here that we got. Do we own more than 5 hoodies? 5 hoodies. Okay. Asked about shoes. What about hoodies? Came up earlier today. Virginia, do I have more than 5 hoodies?
More than 5. I would say yeah, but not much more. You have a lot of sports ones.
Yep.
And then you do have some fashionable ones. So I would say yes, more than 5.
Got 7. Okay.
Bird definitely has more than 5.
Oh, my God.
I was just trying to crunch the numbers over here.
You probably got 35.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, I got from Bigfoot to Loch Ness Monster to Aliens to G.I. Joe.
He just wanted a chance to brag.
You got that pizza one?
I have a couple of them, Denny.
Calm down. The ladies are impressed.
Okay.
You've already seduced them.
It's a solid round. We might have to do another with the exact same teams next week because we got perfect score, both of us.
Wow.
I didn't know this was going to be a topic today until I got up this morning and I put the news on and I saw another case. I said it's enough. And, we talk about this a good bit, but we can't talk about it enough. And that is swim safety for kids in South Florida. If you're new here, you may be like, yeah, a lot of homes have pools. There's just water all over the place. And I saw the story today where a 1-year-old boy died Tuesday afternoon after drowning in a backyard pool at a home in Vero Beach. I'm just like, man. And that's just on the heels of so many others, unfortunately, that have happened. We've got a couple other stories that had happened. There was at least a third child drowning or near drowning in the Treasure Coast in Palm Beach within just about a week. I mean, that's 3 cases. That's way too many. You had a 20-month-old in Port St. Lucie, and then you had a near drowning with a 2-year-old girl in Palm Beach County. You know what saved her was the fact that her parents, they knew CPR right there, and they say that likely saved her life.
Wow.
It just seems like it could happen so quick, man.
It does. And you know what? It's silent. It's not like in the movies where you hear a bunch of splashing and somebody yelling help. That doesn't happen. It's just a kerplunk and silence.
Yeah, that's what they were saying with the 2-year-old Lennox. They said they just found her floating in the backyard pool while dozens of relatives were at the home.
Standing around.
Yeah.
It can happen when your back is turned in an instant with a bunch of people at your house at a party.
Yeah, they say her mom immediately began CPR on the kitchen floor until Palm Beach County Fire Rescue arrived, and that's what saved her. So luckily that is a good story, but it's so sad. It's breaking my heart. Every day I turn on the TV, I'm like, another one. It's like every day.
Also, too, it does kind of remind you to hit that reset button. And I know that at times when we were younger, you learned CPR, you took a class. Just stay focused on that and really know what you're doing in case it goes down.
That's a great point. Look, I did it before Cannon was born. He's about to turn 18. That was my last lesson.
You might be rusty. Yeah.
I'm a little rusty.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm blowing to the right hole right now. So, yeah.
I think you could handle that part of it.
I hope. I don't even know how rusty I am.
I hope so too.
Hopefully you're not
turn the
that
kid all the way
rusty.
around.
Kevin, that's his butt.
That's how you do it? I thought it went all the way through. Huh?
He's like, I'm rusty.
I'm a little rusty. It's not a time to realize you're rusty. It's when you got a kid that is in front of you and they need your attention and you not to blow it. Now, Madison sent us this email before even the most recent stories. She had said as a child had drowned in her backyard. This had happened about a week or so ago, and they were friends with one of them. Mom to a child almost 3 years old. Both of these incidents hit close to home. We're friends with the one family that lost their child, and just watching them struggle with the situation has just been so hard for us and for them, of course. A parent should never have to go through that kind of pain and suffering, and no child should ever have to suffer a drowning. We have so much water here in Florida, from everything from the pools and canals and everything else that there is, that I just would really like to see swim lessons be free for the entire state with zero hoops to jump through.
Amen.
There should not be requirements that parents have to qualify for free lessons or have to prove low income. How do I go about getting something like this started? Because I want to make it available for every parent and child to be able to get the swim lessons and the parents to be able to learn the CPR. And it really should be something that we do prioritize. Can you imagine how many lives that we would have saved just this week if we had everybody? And look, the swim safety goes beyond that too. It's understanding to get the gates and to do everything to have the safeguards that are up around the water.
Yeah.
Somebody even put in the chat and they said kids are on the spectrum for some reason. They seem to be drawn to water, and that's even a higher level of attention that you need to be spending.
I couldn't
never heard that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when I got my house, I had to go through a lot of red tape I didn't even know about when it comes to a swimming pool. You're right, you have to have certain things that you put up on a pool. If not, you're not allowed to have it.
Gotcha.
4 cases like that, but I had no idea that, there's all these things you got to go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there really is so much. So she just asked, how do I get started? What do I do? Where are we right now as a state? And I don't actually have all those answers for you right now. They're like, do I need to contact a governor, House rep? If somebody has any thoughts on that, what is offered in the state of Florida right now? Where can you go? And she wants it to be affordable, and you don't have to jump through a bunch of hoops to get it.
It would be cool if she got with somebody that, A, is very passionate, like how she is, that's got an audience. This is where I will promote a social media influencer. Get it out there on. This is the kind of thing that people would support.
Absolutely.
You'd get a lot of people to support, especially here in Florida.
In 2025, 112 children drowned in Florida, making it the highest number of child drownings the state has ever recorded and the highest in the nation.
Dang.
State Senator Carlos Guillermo Smith from Orlando has proposed a bill for drowning prevention. Somebody texts in, I hope that works. Now, the thought from the email that we had a couple minutes ago was she would love to see a program where swim lessons are free for all children, and so are the CPR classes for adults. And somebody texts in and say, hey, a lot of those techniques have changed, since even you did it before. So trying what you learned 18 years ago is not the most effective way to give CPR to a kid that has been in that situation.
Brush up, old man.
I know. I need to. Now, another text says, it's an amazing thought that she has, but by making it complimentary to everyone, a lot of small businesses that offer swim lessons will be hurt. So my idea is the state would set aside a small fund in order to support those businesses, and perhaps only then they could offer the services as complimentary. It is an amazing idea, though, and I am seeing a little bit of that. Looks like there are some scholarships that you can get. If you go to isrfloridaaquatics.com, that's one where they've got a pay it forward program that says, as an ISR instructor, I believe that every family should have access to these vital life-saving lessons regardless of their financial situation. We have never turned a child away. Please reach out to me for more information on a pay it forward program. Eligibility for this program is based on being turned down by 2 or more scholarship foundations. So if you're not having luck anywhere else, that's where you can go. Another text says, I know the Drowning Prevention Coalition in Palm Beach County helps families pay for lessons for kids, but I know they run out of vouchers quickly every single year. Another text says the YMCA offers free swim lessons as well, but that link will provide scholarships for infant swim rescue lessons, which saved my niece's life at the age of 2.
Wow.
Somebody else said the city of Boynton Beach does summer swim lessons for under $150. And if you're not a Boynton resident, I plan on signing my son up, but I missed the deadline last April. But again, there are some families where $150 is going to be a lot for them to have to deal with. Now, Kimberly is on here from Deerfield. What can people do in Broward if they want to get free swim lessons? You said they can just Google that. What will they find if they do that?
So I Googled just free swim lessons near me, and Water Smart Broward came up. I actually just pulled it up. It's Water Smart Broward, and you can apply for 2 different vouchers. You can do Swim Central, or you can just apply for the Broward swim lessons, and they'll give you a list of locations that you can take your kid to. They did not ask me for any income information, just name, phone number, email, and the children's ages. And about 2 weeks later, I received 2 vouchers. It's for 6 to 8 lessons, so a full course.
Wow,
okay.
that's beautiful.
You can apply for 2 a year.
Okay. That's great information. Thank you,
So
Kimberly.
you can get 2 sets of lessons a year.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. That's good. That's good info.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that we're looking for. And it's just something that you think, I'll get to it one day. Just don't make it an I'll get to it one day kind of thing. Because that's what typically happens. And if you do have a pool, and you never know when somebody just might drop by and there's a kid, and the gates, there are sensors too. That's the other thing too. You might want to contact whoever puts in pools and say, hey, what is everything I can do if you've got a body of water near your house to make sure that it's as safe as it possibly can be.
Amen.
Because how quickly these things happen. So some great information, great initiatives, and I hope everybody takes advantage of it, because I just hate it. Breaks my heart every day. I turn on the news and that is the top story that I see there. I'm like, not another one.
We got to get the word out. It only helps bring those numbers down when we talk about it, when we tell new residents, when we tell people that are, new parents, this is what you need to do in South Florida.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we got more KVJ that is going to be coming up, and you can watch it live in just about 10 minutes if you go to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitch. And it's also on demand and live on YouTube, but you can also get it on demand later today on Spotify. So there's so many different places where you can check it out. But before we get to that, though, we always have to wrap up the show with Jbird's thought for the day. What you got today, Bird?
Pain can change a person, but so can hope.
Oh, yes.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.